Hello, my lovely Wolfpack, and welcome back to the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I can't wait to get started. But before we do, don't forget to smash that like button, share the show with all your friends, subscribe to the channel, and join the pack today. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Another huge win for the MAGA movement this week, and really just a huge win for women in general. As the University of Pennsylvania has conceded to the Trump administration regarding women's sports, the university will no longer be allowing men in women's sports. People like Lia Thomas will have their titles stripped from them. Women that were runner-ups will retain those titles, and records will be set to reflect real women. And the school has even gone as far as to send each and every biological woman that participated in these sports an apology letter. Huge victory for female swimmer Riley Gaines, who was at the forefront of this controversy for years, from what I can see, and championed organizations that fought back against this bullshit. So a big congratulations to her, and a big congratulations to all the women of UPenn who fought back against all this gender bullshit. Women stealing, or men stealing women's trophies and whatnot. But let's go ahead and take a look at the news here on this. If I can pull it up here. All right. From Fox News, UPenn agrees to follow Trump's mandate on protecting women's sports after Lia Thomas investigation. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I am loving it, guys. This is a big win. I appreciate this win. We've been kind of having a shaky past couple of weeks with the MAGA movement here, but I consider this a pretty significant win, at least as it pertains to one school. The fight ain't over yet. At least we definitely need to get this going in other universities and all across the country, in my opinion, in all schools. So the fight ain't over yet, my friends. Until this shit is taken out of every single solitary school in this country, the fight is still on. But this definitely signals to the rest of the country that we're winning. We're winning the culture war, my friends. We're winning. And I am not getting sick of winning. All right, let's read here. The U.S. Department of Education announced Tuesday that the University of Pennsylvania has agreed to a resolution with President Donald Trump's administration to keep biological male trans athletes out of women's sports, in a statement provided to Fox News Digital. Woo! Get the fuck out of women's sports, man, you fucking weird-ass dudes. All right. The department previously launched an investigation into UPenn on February 6th for Title IX violations that occurred in the swimming program. Trans athlete Lia Thomas competed for the women's team in the 2021-2022 season after previously competing for the men's team. Yeah. Couldn't win in the men's team, but got first place in the women's, because Lia Thomas is a piece of shit. Cheating, narcissistic piece of shit. Today, the U.S. Department of Education announced the University of Pennsylvania has entered into a resolution agreement to comply with Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972, the statement read. Per the DOE's announcement, under UPenn's new agreement, the following actions will be taken. UPenn will restore to female athletes all individual UPenn Division I swimming records, titles, or similar recognitions which were misappropriated by male athletes allowed to compete in female categories. UPenn will issue a public statement to the university community, I believe. Community. Sorry, guys. I can't read. I ain't got no learning. Community stating that it will comply with Title IX, specifically that UPenn will not allow males to compete in female athletic programs or occupy Penn Athletics female intimate facilities. Wow. I can't believe that Trump got University of Pennsylvania to do this. That's crazy. Awesome, but I thought it was going to be a bigger fight than this, but well, I'll take it. I'll take the win when I can get it. Anyway, let's see here. The statement will specify UPenn will adopt biology-based definitions for the words male and female pursuant to Title IX and consistent with President Trump's executive orders defending women from gender ideology extremism and keeping men out of women's sports. UPenn will post a statement in a prominent location on its main website and on each of its websites for women's athletics. Damn. It's like Trump is in the room himself writing down these demands. That's crazy. That's awesome. UPenn will rescind any guidance which violated Title IX, remove or revise any internal and public-facing statements or documents that are inconsistent with Title IX, and notify all staff and women's athletics of all such rescissions. And UPenn will send a personalized letter of apology to each impacted female swimmer. Yes, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. They're forced to send an apology letter to every single woman swimmer, dude. That's amazing. Love it. UPenn also released a statement acknowledging the agreement and suggested changes to its swimming records will be made. Awesome. So all those actual girls that were breaking records will get to have those records instead of some random ass fucking dude. Fucking just like the fact that we even have to have this conversation or argue about this is absolutely asinine to me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But in my humble opinion, I think it was stupid that we ever had to have this battle. Like, that we ever even had to have the conversation. Like, girls go in girl sports, boys go in boy sports. Whoa, dude. That's so fucking mind-boggling. Like, it's like almost like 1 + 1 = 2. Whoa. Fucking like it's just like I'm sorry guys, like I was really up in arms about this issue when it first started happening, like just because it's disgusting, dude. It's disgusting because I'm sorry, dude, like men and women are different. You put men and women in sports together, the dudes are gonna win like 9 times out of 10, dude. 99.9% of the time. That's just how it's gonna be, dude, and it's not fair. It's not fair because I know a lot of female athletes in my family and friends and whatnot, and I would never want some dude stealing their titles and championships and their wins against them. That's stupid, man. Especially when you look at this whole thing with Lia Thomas, the fact that look at that, like if you look at a picture of that motherfucker, he's fucking huge, dude. He's fucking huge. He's like 7 feet tall, like 200 pounds. Like, get the hell out of here, dude. Like, and the fact that he competed against men and got like 200th place or something like that, and then and was able to get a first place trophy in the women's division. It's just like that's not fair, dude. I'm sorry. It's not fair. It's cheating. It's just to me it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting that anybody would even think to do something like that and think it's okay. And I'm so glad that this is happening right now. This is huge win for all this gender craziness getting the fuck out of our schools. All right. So I'll keep reading on here. Yesterday, Penn and the U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights resolved a February 2025 investigation into Penn's compliance with Title IX for women's athletics. This is a complex issue, and I am pleased that we were able to reach a resolution through the standard OCR process for concluding Title IX investigations, the statement said. While Penn's policies during the 2021-2022 swim season were in accordance with the NCAA eligibility rules at the time, we acknowledge that some student athletes were disadvantaged by these rules. No fucking shit. We recognize this and will apologize to those who experienced a competitive disadvantage or experienced anxiety because of the policies in effect at the time. Yeah, it kind of seems like empty apologies from these people, like they're all disappointed about it, but fuck them. We'll take it. I'd rather have an empty apology than no apology, I suppose. We will review and update the Penn women's swimming records set during that season to indicate who would now hold the records under current eligibility guidelines. U.S. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon credited Trump for the resolution. Yeah, it sounds like it. It's like reading through some of those whatever rules that they made there. It sounded a lot like it was coming right out of Trump's mouth. Let's see here. Thanks to the leadership of President Trump, UPenn has agreed both to apologize for its past Title IX violations and to ensure that women's sports are protected at the university for future generations of female athletes, McMahon said in a statement. I love it. I love it. This just fills me with. I'm sorry. I'm all giddy. This story fills me with joy. It's like, hell yeah, get these fucking these penal danglers out of our women's sports, man. Like, women's sports has enough problems without dudes getting involved in it. Like, just saying. Let's see here. Today is a great victory for women and girls, not only at the University of Pennsylvania, but all across our nation. The department commends UPenn for rectifying its past harms against women and girls, and we will continue to fight relentlessly to restore Title IX's proper application and enforce it to the fullest extent of the law. Yeah, boy. Get some. Love it. Yes. Title IX was not made for dudes, bro. It wasn't made for dudes. We do not enjoy those Title IX things there. And for good reason. Love it. Love it. Former UPenn women's swimmer Paula Scanlon, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who was the first of Thomas's teammates on the women's team to speak out against the school for allowing the situation to play out, told Fox News Digital that she is grateful. Hell yeah. I am deeply grateful to the Trump administration for standing firm in protecting women and girls and restoring our rightful accolades, Scanlon said. It is because of their strong leadership that my alma mater now knows it has no choice but to begin the process of reforming its policies to uphold women's rights. Woo, yeah. She said they got no choice. Fuck you. You ain't got a choice. You must protect women. Today marks a momentous step toward repairing the past mistreatment of female athletes and forging a future where sex discrimination no longer limits girls' potential. Yeah. Scanlon isn't the only one of Thomas's former teammates to speak out anymore. 3 other former UPenn swimmers filed a lawsuit against the university on February 5th, the same day Trump signed it was awesome. The same day he signed that bill, keeping men out of women's sports executive order. The lawsuit sought to have Thomas's accolades withdrawn and redistributed. I cannot read. Redistributed to the women swimmers who competed against the athlete, and it alleges university administrators suggested any female swimmer opposed to Thomas's competing with them had a psychological problem and were referred to the school's LGBTQ center. Yeah, like basically, uh, the way I saw it, it was like a brainwashing situation. I'm trying to think of what of the word. I don't know I don't know what word I'm trying to think of, but yeah, like basically tried to brainwash these poor girls into believing like if they had a problem with it they were like, well, you're psycho, so we're gonna send you to this LGBTQ center to get reconditioning. That's the word I was looking for, to get reconditioned. Like, so like this is like was nuts, dude. When I first heard about it, that's why I got so up in arms about it. I was like, dude, so like, what if you disagree? You gotta like go to some reconditioning class. You gotta go to this LGBTQ center to have your mind reconditioned to accept penises flopping in your face while you get changed in the locker room. Like, just saying, man. Like that shit was disgusting, and I am so happy to hear about this story. Anyway, I gotta hurry up and read the rest of this. I am running out of time here, ladies and gentlemen. Trump's administration later froze $175 million in funding for the school on March 20th. Then on April 28th, the Education Department's Office of Civil Rights announced its investigation concluded that UPenn did violate Title IX in its handling of the Thomas situation. The Thomas saga, they're calling it the Thomas saga. The Thomas saga at the 2022 NCAA championships is largely considered a cultural turning point in the national debate over transgender athletes in women's sports. Hell yeah. Yeah, it definitely turned the country's eye toward it, that's for sure. It turned my eye towards it. Back then, current prominent conservative activist Riley Gaines was just a dental student who had to settle for a tie with Thomas in one of the NCAA championship events. Yeah, I watching that story unfold was just the craziest thing ever, and like how they were told, like how it happened with Riley Gaines really like grinded my gears. How they both tied, I guess, is what happened in that situation, but the dude was the one that got to hold the trophy, and like Lia Thomas, they showed pictures of Lia Thomas just kind of sitting there like like, yeah, dude, that was disgusting because they were like, well, Lia Thomas has to hold the trophy even though you guys tied. She has to, or he has to hold the trophy because he's transgender, and for the cameras we want the transgender athlete in front of the cameras with the trophy, not the real woman that actually won that whole dealio. That was just, I don't know, just was a really disgusting state of affairs from the NCAA there. Uh, da-da-da-da. Since then, Gaines has taken the lead on an entire political platform focused on combating male inclusion in women's and girls' sports, stemming from her experience competing against Thomas in 2022. Gaines previously told Fox News Digital that she would send a thank you note to people like Thomas for bringing attention to the issue back then, as she believes it influenced the 2024 election. Hell yeah. I think we should send a thank you note to people like Will Thomas. Dead named him. I really do. Signed and sealed by me. I will sign the thank you note. I will write it because I believe he handed us the election. Hell yeah. Sort of. I mean, I wouldn't say that outright won us the election, but it definitely was one of the big issues. Uh, there was a lot that was wrong with Joe Biden, his administration, and the Democratic Party as a whole outside of the sports stuff, but this was the perfect visual. It's like the South Park episode. It painted the picture that many of us were concerned about for a while, but made it a reality. Yep, indeed. A national exit poll conducted by the Concerned Women for America Legislative Action Committee found that 70% of moderate voters saw the issue of Donald Trump's opposition to transgender boys and men playing girls and women's sports, and of transgender boys and men using girls and women's bathrooms as important to them. Additionally, 6% said it was the most important issue of all, while 44% said it was very important. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty goddamn important. But yeah, guys, I am out of time with you guys, but let us so we'll go ahead and leave it there, but let us know what you guys think out down in the comments. I think this is a major win, major win for the MAGA movement, and I am here for it. I am here for it. Get the men out of women's sports. That shit is bullshit. It's disgusting, and if you do it, you're a fucking cheater. You're a fucking cheater and you're a fucking borderline goddamn narcissist. All right. Anyway, yeah, let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. You can follow us on X and Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube at Wolfpack Media 92. Share the show with all your friends, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.